Hello everybody and welcome back to the Manchester United FC 25 career mode. I'm just coming off my birthday weekend. I'm a year older and it's starting to sound a bit too serious at 27 years old. John Cena turned heel and Manchester United are out of the FA Cup. So a mixed bag of emotions over the past few days. But at least the things in this career mode are going a bit better for United than in real life. We have a very busy December here, as you can see, games in multiple competitions. Slightly different episode today. I'm only going to play one game in full, and that's this game here against Liverpool on the 28th of December, our final game of the month. There's a couple of reasons for that. First reason, I don't want every single season of this career mode to be a bazillion episodes long. Secondly, recording time, slightly limited over the next few days, just have a couple of other things going on. And also, it's nice to change it up every now and again and just play one game in full as opposed to two games. So yeah, that's something I might try doing a bit more over the next few episodes. But without further ado, let's get into the first highlight of the game, and that's here away from home at the London Stadium to take on West Ham United. Can I just say, this is one of my least favourite stadiums to play in. Not because I don't think it's architecturally a nice ground. It's those bloody bubbles. I absolutely cannot stand the blowing bubbles in this stadium. But thankfully, it didn't cost us. I used the highlights feature for this game. The first highlight was a spot kick from Bruno Fernandes as Unai Simon just decides to run into the back of the net for some reason. Probably just can't believe that he actually kept a clean sheet in this game. But a brilliant finish by Bruno. Samba went... Well, he didn't go anywhere. He stayed down the middle. He went nowhere near the ball is what I was going to say. And then moments later, Rasmus plays in Cole Palmer, back in London, and back with a bang. He is just loving life in a Manchester United shirt. A cold finish from a cold player, and that doubled our advantage. Then, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Palmer setting up Højlund this time, after it was the other way around for the second goal. 3-0 after the first 45 minutes. We were absolutely cruising. Wasn't really many highlights in the second half, but we did take advantage of one more. Great ball here by Alphonso Davies. Rasmus with the finish. 4-0 win away from home. Perfect start to the episode. It was Southampton then who we played next at Old Trafford. Again, we played the highlights or used the highlights feature, whatever way you want to say it, and they actually took the lead from the penalty spot. It came from a counter-attack where Jared Branthwaite, I thought, had put in a brilliant tackle, but the game didn't agree with me and gave them a penalty which they scored. They actually missed a penalty as well not too long after this, but it won't show the highlight of it here, which is quite annoying. But we did get an equaliser then not too long after. Lenny Yoro, the Frenchman, scoring his first goal of the season. Decent finish as well for a centre-back. Smith with the assist, as you can see here. Rotated ever so slightly for this game, just to change it up a little bit, and Yoro was the man who got the equaliser. Then the final attack of the game, Cole Palmer clean through, sets up Rasmus again. That's becoming a very, very deadly combination, and it gave us 3 points here in this game against Southampton. Lovely stuff. Our attention then switched over to the Champions League, taking on Wolfsburg at Old Trafford. We just lost to a Bundesliga team in Bayern Munich in the last episode, and things didn't get off to a great start here. Wolfsburg took the lead. They were the more lively of the two teams at the beginning of the game, and unfortunately they did take the lead. Now, we did get a quick equaliser, but I have backed out of the highlights and gone back into it I don't know how many times, and it won't show it. It was an own goal. Dallo whipped in the ball, deflected off the defender, and went into the back of the net. But for some reason, it won't pop up here. So yeah, just take my word for it. But Rasmus Højlund, who very nearly got in the end of that first chance, he was the one who put us in front. Lovely finish there. We weren't behind for long. We turned the game completely on its head, and Rasmus was the one to put us in front in this game. We controlled the game really from this point. Wolfsburg have a chance here, but nothing overly serious. It says Simon made a couple of saves, but again, actually, to be honest with you, when you look at some of these highlights here, it makes it seem like that Wolfsburg actually played better, but we completely controlled the game, and Cole Palmer was the one who put it to bed. Tonali's ball in, found its way back to Palmer. Lovely finish there from our new winger, and it was a 3-1 win in the Champions League. Then it was an away trip here to Goodison Park, back in the Premier League. Bruno misses a penalty in the first half. Again though, the highlights did not pick it up, which is very annoying. Alanga though came off the bench, the super sub again, with the ball into Rasmus, who put us 1-0 up with about half an hour to go. Then, not really much else happening after that, but Bruno did make up for his missed penalty, getting the second goal and sealing yet another 3 points for us. League Cup quarter-final up next against Sheffield Wednesday. I am actually going to quick sim this one. Little bit of a risk, but look, the League Cup, which we won last season, not a massive priority for me. It's a good chance to rotate the team as well. Even on the bench, I've basically put out reserve players. Let's see, can we advance through to the semi-final? We do, on a penalty shootout. One better than United did in penalties in real life this past weekend. Mazraoui getting the winner there, but a bit of a close call. Is it going to say who scored during the game? It is. It was Evan Nielsen in the 11th minute. They got an equaliser, but we do go through on penalties. Lovely stuff. So the next game was Chelsea visiting Old Trafford here in the Premier League, and I decided to try something that I've been holding off on for the last few weeks, but I kind of wanted to see how it would go, especially in a big game like this. And I've used the OS community sliders. So what I've done is I've tweaked one or two small things. I'll actually show you the sliders after this game. It definitely feels a bit slower, but we're definitely not going to have as many basketball games, which for me is only a good thing. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic kicked off the game by getting sent off, and then a few minutes later, Rasmus Højlund put us 1-0 up. These sliders haven't slowed him down at all. Beautiful finish there, rifled it into the top corner with his so-called weak foot. Keeper took him out afterwards, so if he'd missed, probably would have been a penalty, but thankfully we did get the opening goal of this game. Unai Simon in this game, I really felt how great, or really saw how great of a keeper he can be. And this was where the difference was very noticeable. My keeper was actually making saves, and their keeper was as well. It actually felt a lot more balanced that way, using these new sliders. Wasn't a lot of chances here in the second half, but Rasmus did take this second one here to score his and our second, and seal the 3 points. So I'm going to use these sliders for a few games, and see how I get on, and I can tweak it as I go. But let me show you what those sliders look like initially at this point. So these are the OS community sliders that I am using. I've slightly tweaked certain aspects of it just because I thought some of them were a bit extreme, but still, I definitely felt a big difference. I'll leave a link in the description as well for the OS community sliders for anybody who wants to have a look, although I'm sure plenty of you out there are aware of these sliders. So the sprint speed is brought down by 10 for both ourselves and the CPU. Acceleration is the same, shot error goes up. I have slightly adjusted this. I think it was 75 and 78 for user and CPU respectively. Thought that was a little bit high, so I went with 70 and 72. Then for pass error, I put them both up by +5. Shot speed slightly goes down. Pass speed goes down by 10. Injury frequency was like really high for both the user and CPU. Same with severity. I've just left that at 50-50. I don't think we need to adjust that. Goalkeeper ability goes down by 5. This stays the same. Run frequency goes down. Easy for me to say. Line height goes up. Line length goes down. Width stays the same. And full back positioning goes up. First touch control error goes up quite a lot. I'm not too sure about this one. I've put this one up at 75 like the slider suggested. Do you know what? For the next game, I'll bring it down slightly to 70 for both and see how that goes. I'm just getting a little bit bored of the end-to-end games. I think every now and again, having a 4-all or a 5-3 or whatever, it's grand when it's not every game. I just find that lately, as I've said many times, we're playing NBA 2K, not FC25. And for me, that's more of a reflection of how bad the game is this year. There's lots of little features they've added that I like, but the gameplay, this is probably the worst I've experienced. And I feel like we say that every year. But we'll try out these sliders for the next little while, see how we get on. And as I say, I'll make any adjustments to the sliders that I feel are necessary. And also, as I said, I'll leave a link to the OS community sliders in the description. So check that out if you haven't already. So Newcastle United away from home was the next game. It's funny how I said, oh, no more basketball games, and then we get a relatively high-scoring game. But to be fair, this one was definitely feeling a lot better than some of those other ones were. It wasn't as chaotic, shall we say. Rasmus Højlund opened up the scoring. Lovely move here. Kirkes over to Garnacho. One touch into Rasmus, who is never ever going to miss from that position. Simon made a couple of good saves as well in the first half, as you can see there. And then Rasmus with a lovely flick over to Garnacho. Really took his time. Beat Nick Pope in the Newcastle goal and doubled our advantage here at St James's Park. Newcastle, though, got back into the game 10 minutes later. Alexander Isak here with a bit of a weird finish. Not a lot of power behind it. Simon probably should have done a little bit better with that. But look, a good finish all the same. Bet Arsenal fans wish that Isak was doing that for them right now in real life. I was just speaking to an Arsenal fan there before this game, and we both agreed. If Isak had been at Arsenal this season, there's a chance things could have gone slightly differently. Still think Liverpool would have won the league, to be honest. But Isak, I think, would have been just such a huge difference for them. But who knows? Maybe he'll go there in the summer. Rasmus, though, was on target here. Again, Palmer with the ball in. And left foot, right foot. It doesn't seem to matter for Rasmus. He'll finish it either way. The only thing we can't seem to score is headers. Those are quite rare. But listen, with these sliders, maybe we might see more of them now. Who knows? Inaki Williams did pull another one back for Newcastle. But even with goals like that's a good goal. It's a really, really good goal by Newcastle. Could we have done a little bit better with it? Maybe. But it's not an annoying goal to concede. It's very well worked. It was a good game. I didn't feel like every single 2 seconds we were either attacking or defending. There were moments where it was just a bit calmer. So far, so good with these sliders. And another win as well, so can't complain too much. Oh, but now it's time for the big one. The two biggest teams in the country going head to head. Manchester United versus Liverpool. In this universe, United are the team on top, Liverpool in fourth. In real life, Liverpool are the team on top and United are the team in 14th. That sentence really, really makes me sad. And I'm not going to lie, I don't even really know why I brought that up. I've just made myself feel a bit shit right now. But look, whatever. That's that universe. This is a different universe. Here we go. Full strength team for ourselves. I imagine Liverpool don't have too many changes either. I had a quick look at their predicted 11. But as we know, that's only a predicted 11. The hint is literally in the name. It's not always the team, that they go with. But even just from looking at the squad there, it doesn't look like there's too many changes. But let's just get into it. The first and only game that we'll be playing in full in this episode. As I said, I'm not going to do this every episode. I do like to play 2 games for the most part. But I think it's nice to change it up every now and again. And the fact that I had, limited recording time kind of helped as well. But the new sliders, hopefully, will mean that not every game is going to end with a bit of a cricket score, or a basketball score as we say. But still, let's try and get these 3 points. Here's Hulman into Cole Palmer. Must be feeling the cold today, those gloves on. He's had them in every game this episode. It's a decent ball in, Garnacho. Never ever going to make anything work out of that header, really, was he? 4 goals in his last 3 games, Rasmus. It's really depressing when I see Rasmus in this game and then compare it to real life. I don't know why I keep bringing up real life at the moment. It's not a great time to be a United fan right now. But still, it's just worth mentioning. Like, he's just so bad in real life at the moment. I do think when he's on form, he's a brilliant player. But even comparing Rasmus now to this time last year, it's so disastrous how much he's fallen off. I really hope he can pick up that form again. Chido Obi, the new striker, played against Fulham over the weekend. He looks like a decent player. But we just don't have anybody with that cutting edge, really, do we? Oh well, here's Bruno. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, gets intercepted there by... I nearly said Robert van Dijk for some reason. Don't know why I nearly called him Robert. Virgil van Dijk. Why did I nearly call him Robert? I have absolutely no idea. But as you can tell, the game, it's a little bit slower, and I'm not sure if I'm a fan of it. I did actually increase the pass speed just a little bit. That was a bit too slow in the Newcastle game. It was kind of getting on my nerves a small bit. So I put the 2 pass speeds up to 45 for both teams. Here's Bruno Fernandes, 21 minutes in. First half has gone a bit quick, to be honest. Good run here by Bruno. Cuts it back to Rasmus. Not a lot of power behind the strike, I thought, but it finds its way into the bottom corner. Didn't feel like I'd put too much power behind it, but Rasmus Højlund gives us the lead here against Liverpool. Not an awful lot happening in the game really up to this point. I didn't expect that really to test the goalkeeper much. As I say, it didn't feel like I'd put too much power behind it, but it's rolled into the back of the net, into the bottom corner of the net I should say. It's a really good goal, to be honest. And we are 1-0 up. Arnie can't believe it. Rasmus Højlund with 5 and 4 now. He's passed the 20 goal mark in the league this season. And finally this year as well, they have actually updated the competition record for goals scored in the Premier League if you break it. Last year and the year before, if you broke the Premier League goal scoring record, it would never update the statistics on it. But they've actually changed that now, which is good. So Rasmus, who broke the record last season in this career mode, does officially have the record here in Season 3. Good save there by Unai Simon, who's been making a lot of good saves since we updated the sliders. I think in the Montreal career mode we'll really see what a difference the sliders do make, because obviously we won't be one of the top teams in the division at the beginning of that career mode. At least I don't expect us to be. And as I say, I was holding off on doing the sliders for a while just because, well, pure laziness, to be honest with you. Sesko has a decent effort there. Simon had to jump for it. Let's have a look at this again. Quite far out. That was a good bit over. It was dipping a small bit, though, to be fair. Keeper had to be sure. We'll play this out from the back. Here's Lisandro Martinez. Sandro Tonali. Over to Bruno Fernandes. Cole Palmer. Oh, good ball. Palmer. Oh, Cole Palmer. Fantastic. 2-0. He nearly got taken out. But instead, he puts the ball past Mamardashvili. Liverpool feeling the chill from that strike right there. I am loving this man, and he is loving life at Old Trafford. Did really well to avoid the foul there from Virgil van Dijk. Probably would have got him sent off, to be fair, if he connected. But we'd rather go 2 goals up than see them go a man down at this moment in time. And it's Palmer to get it. That image right there, I feel like, has been the thumbnail of the last few videos. I can't make it the thumbnail of this one. It would just get a bit repetitive. But something that's getting very repetitive as well is Cole Palmer putting in excellent performances. What a signing he's been. And as I said, on a good few occasions, this is the first time I've ever used him in career mode. Here's Robertson. Good save by Simon. You see, with the old sliders, I feel like that would have been 2-1. It's nice to see the goalkeeper making some saves. And as I said, I know it's said in the sliders that the shot error for the opposition is a bit higher than the team that you control, but that was in the community sliders as well. That's not just something that I've done. I've just brought it down for both teams because I thought it was just a wee bit high, is all. But here's Bruno. Can we get a third here before half-time? We did batter Liverpool. Was it 5-1 in this fixture last season? I think it was. It was Garnacho. Good run. Oh, looking for Rasmus, but couldn't find him. Bruno couldn't get there either. Oh, he goes sliding in there. And that is half-time. Is Bruno going to get a card for that? I think he might have taken out. I think that was... Who? I don't even know who that was who we took out. He took out a Liverpool player, but we are 2-0 up at the moment. Rasmus and Palmer with the goals, and we have definitely been the stronger team so far. If Bruno didn't even get a yellow card for that tackle there. It was Endo. I couldn't remember who the number 3 was for Liverpool. Oh, but here's Sesko, their number 10. Oh, it nearly ricocheted back to him. Good save by Unai Simon. Really, really good save there from the Spaniard. There's Alphonso Davies now. Oh, that's not a great pass. Get there. Ah. He's messed that one up. Cross comes in, but an easy one to claim for the goalkeeper. But yeah, I do think there'll be a couple of more episodes soon where it will be a lot of highlights. Just because, lads, I've loved this series, but I do understand that you know, we have gotten the team to a good point now, and I don't want it to drag on forever. Our next series as well with Montreal, I expect that to be a fairly lengthy one, because we will be having to build a team, not from the ground up, but, you know, a very, very average team is what we'll be taking over. And it's a career mode I'm very excited about as well. Bit of a unique one, something fun, in a league I've not really explored too much, as Bruno gives away that ball poorly. So I'm quite excited for it. Something I'm not excited about is Liverpool going on this attack. Here's McAllister. Cuts it back. Good block there by Fisher. Szoboszlai. Not the best effort from him. Half an hour to go. Liverpool making their first change. Chukwueze comes off for Havertz. They seem to raid Arsenal in this series. Liverpool. Oh, good ball there by Alphonso Davies into Alejandro Garnacho. Bruno into Davies again. The Canadian whips the ball in. Oh, what a save by the keeper. It should be 3-0. But Mamardashvili, credit where it's due, has pulled out a world-class save there. Endo's coming off for them. Curtis Jones makes his way onto the pitch. Should be 3-0. Should be game, set and match. But the keeper has somewhat kept Liverpool in this game. Hulman had a go. And another save from the Georgian keeper. And Liverpool make another change. Kingsley Coman coming off for Gabriel Martinelli, another Arsenal player. I think I might make a change as well. Kind of feel like I want to bring on Kobbie Mainoo, because why not? Davies, small bit tired. We'll bring on Kirkez. And I think that's all we'll do for now. And I find the players don't get tired as much with these new sliders as well, which is kind of interesting. Cole Palmer now is going to be the one to take this corner after Tonali makes way. Looks for Fisher but can't find him. Mainoo jumped up. Wins the second ball. Martinez back to Kobbie Mainoo. Scored a beauty against Liverpool in real life a few years ago. Well, last year in real life, a few years ago in this career mode. Just missed that one. It's a very important stop there from their goalkeeper. Somewhat keeps them in this game, but they are running out of time, which is something obviously that we won't be concerned about. 20 minutes away from getting 3 points here. McAllister. A lot of space to go forward here. Ramsey. Bit of a dodgy ball there. Martinez will win it and give it to Bruno Fernandes. Rasmus Højlund. He's got Garnacho in support. He finds him. Garnacho cuts out and over to his right foot. Saved by the keeper. Nearly spilt it, but recovered just before Bruno Fernandes was able to have a tap in. But we're getting closer to the end of this game. Another huge 3 points for us in the league. City still our only defeat, although it was a bad one in that bonus episode last week. Their next game is against Arsenal at Anfield. So another tough game. It's Szoboszlai though. Oh, good tackle there by Fisher. Yeah, we're really starting to see the quality of a lot of our players shine through now though. Some players who I was kind of doubting. Oh, they're not getting fucked over as much from the E-aids. But Rasmus, he hasn't slowed down one bit from changing these sliders. He's put us 3-0 up here with 7 minutes to go. Game, set and match against the Scousers. And we extend our lead now at the top of the league. Beautiful finish from the Danish striker. The Danish delight, Rasmus Højlund. And we triple our advantage. Keeper got nowhere near it. He's had a good game, Mamardashvili, but not able to keep that one out. Slot would be pulling his hair out if he had any. And we are 3-0 up. Let's make a couple of changes. Palmer's a little bit tired. We'll bring on Alanga. We'll give Evan Nielsen a game as well, because why not? And let's bring on Smith. We'll change up the front three. They can get a rest here for the final 5 or 6 minutes, as we see out the 3 points. But as I said, I will continue to adjust the sliders if I feel like it's getting too easy, or if there's certain aspects of it that I find are actually disrupting the game more than, you know, fixing it. Bruno over to Adam Smith, who did well to recover there. Back to Hulman. Oh, a bit of a heavy touch. And Liverpool will look to go on the break here again. Kai Havertz. Szoboszlai. What's a good ball for Sesko. Brings it down, but Unai Simon with the save. You can just hold on to it as well. There is absolutely no rush at all here. We have the 3 points basically secured. Let's just belt that one up the pitch. And the referee should blow the final whistle, and he does. 3-0 here against Liverpool. Brilliant performance from the Red Devils. Rasmus Højlund on form in this game as per usual. And we end the calendar year with the fantastic win. Get in there. You know what? We'll sim one more game in this episode. It's the first game of 2027 against Burnley. Full strength team. We do have a couple of cup games after this, so I feel like we can go with the full strength team here and not worry too much about fitness. Can we get the 3 points here? No, we can't. We only get a 1-1 draw. Bloody hell. Burnley, who seem to have the majority of the bloody highlights, they went 1-0 up with 11 minutes to go. And then 2 minutes later, Palmer saved the day for us. Bit of a shock result there. That is not what I was expecting. Luckily though, Manchester City in second place also drew 1-1. They played Brentford away from home, so both Manchester teams drawing with a team with the first letter B in their name. And it was also our first draw of the season. There's a few fun facts for you. But anyways, we still have a 6-point lead here, just over halfway through the season. We are in a very, very good position. I happily would have taken this at the very beginning, winning 18 out of 20 games, 1 draw, 1 loss, most goals scored. Defensively, listen, still not amazing, but not terrible either. We've conceded the same amount as 7th place Liverpool, but at least we just beat them. In terms of the Champions League, if we just go over and have a look there, we are in second place. That one defeat was to Bayern Munich, who are top of the table, but really we've basically sealed qualification there for the last 16. 2 more games, both away from home against Celtic and Lens. So we will show you those games in the next episode, which will be on Wednesday. In the League Cup, we are in the semi-finals as well against Chelsea. That will be the first game of the next episode. Probably will play the highlights of both games just because, as I said, the League Cup is not a priority. I know we're in the semi-final, but still, the treble is the main goal. If we get to the final, obviously I will play that in full, and it could be a rematch of last year's final against Manchester City. They have Stoke in the semi-final, and you would expect them to win that. FA Cup as well, we did get Chesterfield in the 3rd round. As I said, I want to win the treble, so I am going to be taking the FA Cup very seriously, but for this game, I still think we can rotate quite heavily. And lads, that will do it for this episode of the Manchester United Career Mode. If you did enjoy it, please hit that like button, consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you all so much again for helping me hit and now surpass 500 subscribers. If you are new around here, we do now have a Discord channel as well. That will be in the description of every single video as well. So click on that link if that is something you would be interested in. I'm still kind of getting to grips with it myself, slowly but surely, but we will get there. And I will see you all on Wednesday for the next episode of the United Career Mode. Take care.